back on Brupeg, time to get into some work. Carlos, first off, is up the top, sanding. He's been sanding for about 5 days straight now. The top of the wheelhouse roof is just about done, and he's been getting stuck into the rear cabin roof as well. Obviously, it's time for another precision landing from Birk. This specialty landing comes with about 1 foot of space available, mainly because Birk couldn't be bothered getting out of the office so that he could go upstairs to pick up the drone. So he came up with a unique solution.
I took a stroll downtown this evening when I heard music echo through the night. The same old songs that I heard the night before. So I started running so I wouldn't be too late. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. Yeah, I was wrong.
One of the jobs that we have to do is actually get rid of a whole bunch of polystyrene that we have to insulate the boat. So we're getting Margaux to go through and use up essentially the last of our insulation on some of the rooms downstairs to soundproof them and also stop, temperature disappearing into the storage area at night so we don't get cold. So one of the tricks that we do is cutting polystyrene to suit really weird shapes. I'm just going to show Margaux how to do that. So basically we need to draw a plan onto the polystyrene. Yeah. So just go through and transfer your measurements over. But what you need to do is, if you've got it, say, 57.3 millimeters, do 57.5, so that you've got 2 millimeters extra. Yeah. And then once that's all cut out, I'll show you how we put it in with blocks of wood and hammers and stuff. Okay. Nice. So this is the bit we're shaving off. Yep. Yep.
I have to write it. Okay.
Awesome. All right, let's cut it out. There's a trick to doing these ones on the edges. I'll show you that we use the saw rather than the drill. Margaux's downstairs doing the insulation. The noise you hear up top, that's Carlos. He's doing the sanding of the roof in the front. Jess is editing up the next episode with the co-pilot. What have you been working on?
I've just connected the compressor back up.
Yep, nice.
So we can use it hopefully. Cool. And I'm just about to do some heat shrink on the transducer wires.
This is our man of the hour, sanding away. He's done the entire roof and the wheelhouse roof. I've just come back from town. We've got some more paint, so undercoat, top coat. We've also got these 2 boxes here, which is our new stove top. Birk's carrying up the last shipment of solar that's going on the boat. This is the stove top. It's an induction cookers that are going in the front of the boat. But look at this.
Beautiful.
Isn't it just absolutely stunning? So this is our adapter that Daniel has made. So we've got 2 different threads, big and small. This is the gearbox and this is the prop shaft that we need to bolt to, and has a spigot on either side to line it up. That thing is just a phenomenal piece of engineering. So that adapter is something that Daniel has machined in the factory that he works at in Indiana, in the States, and then he paid for the postage and everything to get it across. So this is a flippin' amazing donation on Daniel's part to get the propeller and the gearbox bolted together for Brupeg.
Birk and Dame carry on with getting the electrics sorted.
Ready? It's an awful position.
Carlos gets the etch on the roof, ready for its top coat and solar.
Alright, we got Birk unboxing. What are we unboxing here?
We are unboxing our last packages of solar arrived today.
These can go downstairs as well.
Nice. Yep. Alright. And we did a first patch of the paint on some of the scuffs that we took up. We had these that I took out the other day and painted over. It wasn't too bad. A little hard in the wind with the dust, but we got it done through here. This is where they drop the engine. Have that seal in. We're gonna do another, obviously, full coat over the whole thing. Or 2 coats, I believe. We're trying to beat the wind with the paint, or the rain, I mean. But it looks like it just might be a little windy. Solar panels loaded up. Birk installing the lights. This will be a dimmer. I don't know where it'll go. Somewhere with the lights that we have.
So Margaux's out here doing the paint. Look at this, isn't that just stunning? So that's brush painted, but it's going to come up like a mirror. And then the rest of the cabinets over here are getting done. After that one, obviously, we're going to get these ones all done as well. Hopefully get these in the boat in the next couple of days. We're racing the rain. Hopefully we've got maybe 3-4 hours of no rain because we need to get the side welded up. Me and Birk are on that. I know I've been trying to get this done for so long now, it feels ridiculous. But we're at the stage where we can just make our template and get the steel in. So let me show you where we're up to. There you go. You can see here. So we've got the edges are cut. It's all 45 chamfered in. We've got nice radiuses. That's all ground back. Everything's ready to go. So we've put some rust kill in some areas. We've even epoxied some areas of rust that we want to stop rusting, but we're not going to be replacing the steel on. That's on the inside. We're actually going to do that later. We can do that on the water. But for now, we just need to make sure the hull is all sealed up on the outside, which is our job today. We really want to smash that out because then once that's done, we can get up into the anchor room. So Carlos has been working in the anchor room quite a lot, and one of the things that we need to do is some rope storage. Brupeg has a lot of stuff to store in that anchor room. So a pallet load of chain, that's about 60 meters of chain, which goes in that big black bucket, and the anchor stays up on deck. But this pallet of rope, that is what we need to store on the boat. Now, normally you'd have lockers and things like that. If it was a yacht, you'd have lockers down the back. We don't have that in Brupeg at the moment. We will be building things in the future, but for now, these are going to be stored in the anchor room. And the plan is on the V of each side, we're going to do some stainless bars sticking out with a chain welded to the end so that we can slot all of the rope over top of the bar and then have a piece of rope that goes from that chain up to the roof that just ties off so that we can stop those ropes from crashing out. That's our relatively simple solution to store probably about 500 meters of rope. Jess and Carlos are doing a shopping run, so Jess is basically taking Carlos around all the different shops we use for food and showing him he's going to take over that, and then Jess is going to be back in the front editing. When that's happening, Margaux will be finished her painting up on the deck there, and if the rain holds out, she's going to start sanding the bow. Is it going to work? Oh yeah. Yep, okay, cool. Can you just hold that at the bottom corner there? Can you come my way at all?
Yep.
Yep, how's that? You got room there?
Yep.
Ah, actually, you know what? draw on the boat where the edge is. And do this one as well. Done. I think this is what we're getting today, just lots of drizzle.
Yeah. Do we need a tarp?
Probably wouldn't hurt actually. Oh, that's beautiful. That's a great job.
Good.
Yeah, did real good on that.
I mean, you did the marking.
Oh, it's all down to the cutting.
But the cutting is nothing worth when the marking is wrong. I might get you to help me with the rings.
Yep, they're heavy, those things. They're 60 kgs each.
Yep, I believe you.
All right, that's our shape.
I tried to move them on my own once.
So we need we'll cut it and it won't fit, but we'll trim it when it's up.
Yep.
Let's move those arms and I'll start doing the top.
Yep.
On my way to a weekend rumble, I forgot to check where the party was at. Rolling around without any trouble, I began to ask everybody I met, singing, oh.
Do like about 10 centimeters, just go back and forth like that.
Yep.
And it'll keep the heat concentrated pretty much where you want to cut, and you end up just with a slope, the cut will slope off to nothing, and do you know what I mean?
Yep, yep.
Just try that. A trick to getting a really nice curve is like take your meat off like that and then go that way and go flat, and you'll end up with the scratches all going that way, but you end up with a really nice gentle curve.
Just a shot away from the cold.
Yeah, it's quite nice, eh? Cool. Cool. We just need to mark like an outside and a top.
Yep.
Don't know which way is which yet. How are you on your side?
Not too bad actually. A bit overlapping, but
Yeah, that's okay. I could cut my way a couple mil.
yeah.
How's that?
That's pretty close.
Okay. All right, so let's just mark it so we know what we're talking about. Just do an arrow. Then we know we're working, this is the outside and that's the top. All right, so let's go and grind that edge up. Let's go around and strip off 20 mil all the way around.
Yep.
Just bare steel.
Yep.
And we'll tack it in and then we'll do a V out. I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts.
You hungry?
Come on, come on, that was good.
Don't worry. I'm finding I got nobody to blame. Do not bother.
Right, now that we've got the plate cut out to size, Beck's going to go around and strip off this mill scale. Mill scale is this black carbony stuff you get on new steel. So it's going to strip off about 20 mil all the way around. You can weld through this, but you're much better off to clean it off and just get rid of it. It's just a protective layer they put on steel to give it about 3 seconds worth of non-rusting. Now that we've got the edges up here done, the plates to about 90% to size, we're going to do a bit more trimming when we're up there. I'm going to go ahead, start setting up the Unimig welder.
There we go. All done.
Okay, put that in.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
We'll need
So
to
let's-
shave a bit off, but yeah, still too close here.
Okay, so have you got your pen on you? Mark where it's tight. and it could be like take some off the boat or take some off this, whatever.
Don't take that much off.
Let's just grind that down. What we need is a handle. Can you go and find a bit of like 3mm scrap or something or weld on the outside as a handle? Hello?
Hi, Kitty.
I like your short hair. I think you look good with short hair.
Thank you.
Here's a hole we prepared earlier. We're just trimming it. We're going through and trimming it. So we've got like various bits that are, this is not straight, this is not straight. So there's various bits that are wobbly and we're just shaving them down so it's like a really tight fit. About a 1mm gap all the way around. We've already chamfered this edge. There's a 45 all the way around here. And this is not chamfered at the moment. We're just sizing it and then we'll go through and tack it in and then we'll chamfer it in place. So, but there's quite a lot of rust in here to deal with and it's been dealt with. Now we're just sealing the outside up. It's a 2-person job.
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant, thank you. It's a bit easier with a handle.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so what we need to do is anticipate the bend of the plate. See this weld running along here,
Yep.
right? We can't just join straight on top of that because the plate's going to be sticking out. We have to put it in slightly. So lift your end up. We have to sort of sit it like that.
Okay.
And we weld to it there. So I'm just going to tack this corner.
Yep. Good to go.
Okay, we should be able to get that in more now. So maybe just jiggle and twist a little. There we go. That's coming in, ready to tack. Okay. All right, that's enough to hold that in.
Sits flush.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We'll get it better with dogs.
Yep.
So we need to skim this bit now. So there's quite a bit to do on this part here.
Yep.
That's well cleared now.
Now we definitely have clearance.
Okay, so just got to do that top. Let's tack this up. Let's get it flush and tack that up.
Hey guys.
Ah, 2 seconds. Brupeg uses external keel cooling, so our coolant water for the main engine is piped through this cooling circuit. And one of the reasons why we're keeping this cooling circuit is because it's an incredibly effective way of reducing temperature for an engine. So this is a really common way to have keel cooling on a trawler in northern Queensland. It's one of the most effective ways where you've got weedy environments, so weed and barnacles and all sorts of stuff can go over these pipes and it doesn't in any way affect the cooling of the vessel. However, they're a bit of a pain in the neck to try and get anti-foul around, so that's why Carlos is going around with a bit of a fine-tooth comb. You can sort of see just how much crud comes off when we're sanding these things. They do build the paint up, but they're also very hard to paint, so he's spending quite a bit of time getting these right. These will be pulled off before we go down into the ice. We'll be changing the cooling system, but for the immediate future we're going to leave these on the boat because they work really well. We've got ourselves a cooling system right now. Fitting this plate on the side is exactly the same process as what we went through when we fitted the plate to the bow on Brupeg. If you're curious to know more about how to fit steel plates to a curved hull, check out episode 288. There's a link in the description as well as the top right corner of the screen.
Damien is using the dogs to pull the straight piece of metal plate into the curved hole. Dogs also allow you to get the plates flush across the weld joint.
because we want to take this off, I'm only going to weld it on one side, and then I can hit it from the underside. I'll weld it on the top, and then I can hit it from the underside, and it'll just break, and it'll come off like that. It tears a little bit of metal out of the hull, but I can just fill it back up with weld. But what I'm going to be doing, you can just run a single bead along like that, or you can start do shapes or whatever. I actually like to stick to the same pattern that I always have, the triangle pattern for my vertical up, so I always just use it as a way of practicing. It's probably more than enough weld.
I think we're hitting there.
Right, let's get this bit done.
I think that whole corner needs shaving off.
Yep. Right, welding. Okay. Try that, bugger all weld.
Wait, go back. Bit more. Yeah.
There we go. Yep. I'm just going to give it a couple of belts and see if we can do it.
Oh, popped in.
Oh, too far?
Yeah,
Fuck it is too.
definitely too far.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good up there.
Go for it.
Polyurethane top coat is coming up beautiful on these shelves. Margaux's been working pretty tirelessly on this, and they're getting a mirror finish, which is absolutely lovely. The corners have been coved in some of these shelves so that we can prevent mold from going in. That's the black stuff you can see in those corners.
After fitting it, it's all ready to go. He's V'ing it out, ready to weld. While Dame continues welding, Margaux's on the bow, doing the sanding of the deck, getting it ready for its top coat.
Do you want to have a quick look, and I'll stick your head in the weld sort of thing and I'll show you.
Yep.
See, the pattern's quite consistent,
Yeah,
like sort of uniform ridges.
yeah. Looks
So
nice.
I'm using the same pattern that I do vertical up. So, but what I'm doing, so downhill vertical is always easy, it looks lovely, and uphill, unless you're doing that pattern, it falls out. But I'm doing the triangle along here, but I'm going down, forward, up, and then holding for a while, then down, forward, up, hold for a while, down, forward, up, and so so you see here, I've basically haven't held on the top long enough,
Yeah,
and the weld's tried to fall down. I've got undercut.
yeah.
But see how here it's basically exactly what I'm after the whole
Yeah.
way through.
Yeah.
It's because I'm holding at the top, and then I'm only doing a tiny bit at the bottom, tiny bit in the middle, and then holding at the top.
Yeah.
So I'll weld again and you'll see what I mean. And then you end up with that sort of uniform pattern all the way along.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I could probably go a touch faster because I'm getting quite a bulbous weld, but in saying all of that, it's not going to harm it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Gonna be plenty strong.
Yep. So that came out pretty good. Nice vertical up here, fairly consistent right the way along. Same pattern all the way along. Here, it was a wee bit rusty on this sheet here, the hull, but I can't go back any further because the bulkhead's right there. So I knew I'd probably blow through. I did in a couple of spots, but I just kept filling that up. So that's all filled, that's sealed, I'm happy with that. The fit up down here wasn't perfect. We were about maybe 5mm gap, so I ran a couple of beads and then I did a big weld over top. That's why that weld's quite a bit bigger. It sort of gets progressively skinnier as you go up to this end here, so it's just a nice wee tight bead there, but it gets a little bit bigger as that fit up gets a little bit worse down here. But overall, that's in, that's done. I'm happy with that. Towards the end of the day, you can sort of see these are coming along quite nicely. They're getting sort of quite dry now, so they're probably sandable now, but each day we're doing the horizontal surfaces so we can put quite a thick coat on to get that mirror finish. The front deck, Margaux's been working on sanding all of this part of the boat, getting this ready to etch. So all of the yellow that you can see here right along the sides here, this whole area has to be basically sanded and painted. We're taking this off. Up the front there, that's got to be painted right the way around to the side, and this half of the deck hasn't been sanded yet. You can see Margaux's had a go at this here. She's cleaned half of it up. It's coming up pretty beautiful. So that's the next thing that's getting worked on. Up the front, this yellow colour you can see, that's the actual colour of the top coat that we're putting on the deck and the sides. So that colour will be around all of these sides and on the deck. Machinery up here is always going to be this red colour so that it stands out really bright from the deck. The hatch here, we're going to leave that just aluminium. Doesn't need to be painted. This whole area should be painted within the next week or two. Pretty excited. We're trying to race against weather at the moment. Up the top here, we've got chaos everywhere so that we can get to the deck and start sanding it. So let's go and have a look, and I'll show you some of the work that's been happening up the top. Carlos has been sanding the top of the wheelhouse, so sanding and priming. This is just about ready for its top coat now. You see this grey colour. Everywhere that's had a good sand and gone through to bare steel, he's put that grey primer on. So we're going right around the top, and we're going to be putting a new coat of 2-pack on here. Up on the back. Same sort of deal on the back end. So he's been sanding this whole roof over the last few days, and anywhere that he's gone through to steel, again with the grey Jodomastic 90, he's been putting that down as the first layer of etch. So that's just about ready to start putting our solar, which covers most of this area.
Thank you everyone for your amazing help. Thanks for supporting us. We are officially watertight. The hull is watertight. Thank you everyone.
You got ice like